Super Bowl is right around the corner, but before we say goodbye to the COVID season, it's time to look at what is to come in 2021. KSAT 12 Sports caught up with former Baltimore Ravens head coach and Super Bowl champion Brian Billick, who shared his thoughts on the Texans and Deshaun Watson. Billick says that half the league is looking to make changes at QB in 2021, and the upcoming draft will provide new quarterbacks to add to the mix. So what lies ahead for Houston?
Hard for me to imagine that Houston would let a known commodity like Deshaun Watson get out the building, because really, where's he going to go? I mean, the cost it would take to get him, and both from a cap standpoint, from the trade standpoint, the team you're going to go to is going to be left bankrupt to a degree. I hope he stays in Houston. I hope they're able to work this out. It's not a good thing when a player forces a release like this. This is too good, too young a player, and I hope he stays in Houston.
What about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys? Dak still doesn't have a new contract, and he's coming off that awful season-ending ankle injury. So what's next for Dak and the Cowboys next season?
Obviously, it'll be a bit of a transition. He's going to have to work his way back into it. They contractually got to decide where they are with it. Mike McCarthy, I think, is an excellent coach. They're going to have to address some things via the draft and free agency. In a year, what looks like the cap may actually come down a little bit. So there's some challenges for them.
Coach Billick has been an investor and ambassador for XTech for 8 years now. XTech provides the NFL with shoulder pads for 70% of their players. Bucs players like Rob Gronkowski, Jason Pierre-Paul, Mike Evans, as well as Chiefs Tyreek Hill, Tyrann Mathieu, and Daniel Sorensen will all be wearing their products on Super Bowl Sunday. So what's different about XTech?
Pads hadn't changed in 40 years, and their plan for upgrading it, and they've done a phenomenal job. We're the #1 pad in the National Football League now. Teams like Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, on and on. The list go on and on in terms of who's using our pad, because we're at the cutting edge. It's lightweight, flexible. We're using the cutting edge material science in terms of the impact of the pad itself. They're basically form-fitted pads, and we have be able to create a catalog, basically a database, because the pads are fitted to you based on age, height, weight, experience, position, obviously, injury history, all these things. They're basically form-made pads for you, because when you take the head out of the game, you've got to keep our players protected, and XTech pad is leading the market and doing just that.
More universities are using XTech, as well as Texas high school football programs like Austin Westlake and Southlake Carroll. And yes, individuals can buy these products. You can read more about XTech and our interview with Coach Billick right now on the instant replay page of KSAT.com.